In the summer of 1947, America was jittery. World War II had just ended 2 years prior. The Cold War was taking shape, and tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were escalating. The skies had become a battlefield for information, surveillance, and potential superiority, both technological and extraterrestrial. On June 22nd, pilot Kenneth Arnold reported 9 flying discs near Mount Rainier, describing them as moving, quote, like a saucer skipping across the water, end quote. The press coined the term flying saucer, and within days, hundreds of similar sightings flooded newspapers. Just over a week later, another headline would seize global attention, one rooted in the New Mexico desert. On July 2nd, W. Mac Brazel, a ranch foreman at the J.B. Foster Ranch near Corona, New Mexico, found his sheep scattered and agitated after a violent thunderstorm the previous night. While checking fences, he discovered a vast debris field. Some reports later claimed it was nearly 3/4 of a mile long. The wreckage included foil-like material that crumpled but returned to its original shape, beam-like fragments covered in what resembled purple, indecipherable symbols, thread-like wires and metals that couldn't be burned, scratched, or broken. Brazel later told others the debris didn't resemble anything he had ever seen, certainly not a plane, balloon, or known military craft. Unsure what to do, Brazel visited Sheriff George Wilcox in Roswell. Wilcox immediately contacted the Roswell Army Airfield, then home to the 509th Bomb Group, the only unit in the world authorized to drop atomic bombs. The fact that the world's most elite military group was stationed nearby added gravitas to whatever was found. The Army sent Major Jesse Marcel, Chief Intelligence Officer, and Captain Sheridan Cabot, a counterintelligence expert, to investigate. Marcel later recalled how strange and lightweight the materials were. He was allowed to take pieces home to show his wife and his son. His son, Dr. Jesse Marcel Jr., remembered seeing, quote, metallic foil and I-beams with strange writing, end quote, laid out on the kitchen table. On July 8th, the RAAF issued an astonishing press release. Quote, the many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th Bomb Group gained possession of a disc through the cooperation of a local rancher and sheriff's office, end quote. It was front-page news across the country until the next day. Hours after the release, General Roger Ramey, commander of the 8th Air Force in Fort Worth, Texas, held a press conference. The flying disc, he announced, was actually a weather balloon. He showed the press a photo of Major Marcel holding torn-up balloon material, rubber and sticks as proof. Marcel complied but later said that wasn't the debris he discovered. Quote, it was not a damn weather balloon, end quote. He told interviewers years later, quote, I know what I saw, end quote. His frustration grew as he was ordered to keep silent, part of what many believe was the beginning of a deep and coordinated cover-up. In the days following the crash, Glenn Dennis, a 22-year-old mortician at Ballard Funeral Home, began receiving strange calls from the Roswell Base Hospital. Medical officers asked how to seal child-sized caskets, how to preserve bodies that had been exposed to the desert, what chemicals might be used to clean up biohazards. Dennis became alarmed. He drove to the base and witnessed unusual activity, ambulances arriving, nurses looking distressed, and military police turning him away. Later, a nurse he knew confided she witnessed an alien autopsy on 3 small humanoid bodies. She described large heads with oversized eyes, thin arms with 4 fingers, a grayish-pink skin tone, slit-like mouths, and no ears. She sketched what she saw. A few days later, she was transferred overseas, under hush-hush orders, and never heard from again. Fast forward to the 1990s. Colonel Philip Corso, who had served in Army intelligence, published the day after Roswell. In it, he claimed he was entrusted with Roswell wreckage materials years later while stationed at the Pentagon. He quietly transferred the technology to private contractors under defense contracts. The materials included fiber optics, night vision, bulletproof materials, and integrated circuits. He believed the craft was biologically fused with its pilots, a symbiotic vehicle rather than mechanical. Though many dismissed Corso's claims, others found consistency with earlier reports of memory metal, strange alloys, and miniaturized tech decades ahead of its time. Many involved in the Roswell recovery either stayed silent or died without speaking, but some left accounts or confided in family members. Major Hott, the base's public information officer, signed a sealed affidavit before his death stating he'd seen the craft and bodies in a hangar. Major Edwin Easley, the base's provost marshal, later told his children he was ordered never to speak about Roswell again. Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Exon, later commander of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, said in interviews that materials from Roswell was, quote, not of this earth, end quote. Frank Kaufman, a counterintelligence officer, said he helped cordon off the site and secure the wreckage, but his claims were later questioned due to inconsistencies. Still, the mosaic of voices paints a picture of mass secrecy, military tension, and something deeply abnormal. In 1994, the Air Force released a report claiming the wreckage came from Project Mogul, a classified balloon program using microphones to detect Soviet nuclear detonations at high altitudes. But there were problems. Mogul's balloons weren't unique. Similar materials were used in standard weather balloons. No evidence supports alien-like bodies being part of Mogul tests. Glenn Dennis's story, the autopsy claims, and the secrecy around the hospital remain unexplained. Another report in 1997 tried to dismiss the alien body claims by saying witnesses were confused by crash test dummies. Yet dummies weren't used until 1952. Roswell became the ground zero for UFO fascination, inspiring films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Independence Day. It birthed conspiracy cultures around Area 51, Majestic 12, and Black Projects. It helped launch UFO research and organizations globally. Despite decades of government denials, public polling shows that over 60% of Americans believe the government is hiding information about extraterrestrials. The Roswell UFO Museum draws tens of thousands yearly. New documentaries, TV shows, and witness accounts continue to emerge, some credible, others more theatrical. What fell on the Foster Ranch in 1947 may never be fully known, but it triggered a cascade of secrecy, military mobilization, and eyewitness testimony that defies easy dismissal. What we do know. Multiple high-ranking officers later admitted something extraordinary happened. Physical materials described by Jesse Marcel and others were never convincingly matched to known technology. Medical staff, morticians, and military personnel described non-human bodies. The incident helped transform how we think about what governments may know and keep secret. Whether it was an alien craft, a Cold War experiment gone wrong, or something in between, Roswell left a mark on American consciousness, one that no amount of weather balloons can erase.